portals, maybe. I don't remember if it was a creature or if it was the ritual.
Mm. So it wasn't the creature.
Because I think somebody was helping, quote unquote, and actually like critically failed. And
Yes, I think you are right. Let's see. Activate portal ritual. No, awaken portal, I think is what it's called. And yes, so you fail to activate the portal. A magical backlash leaves you stupefied 1 for 24 hours.
so I still have it, I guess.
Yeah, let's say until around noon.
Yeah.
That's because I didn't really track the exact hour when you acquired the thing. But in the morning, you would definitely still feel woozy and slightly stupid. Um,
Souma, I don't suppose you would mind using some of your anatomical expertise to bind these bones back together. They got a little split.
Yep, let's try to see what we can do on this one. Oh, where's that bag of yours?
All right, I have a few right here.
So, what do we use here?
well, it should be
Looking at-
easier. Technically, it should be easier, if anything. See all the bones right there.
Is that a success? Oh, very good. Well, that will probably be good enough for now. I'm not quite up to full, but close enough. Very good, Suba. Thank you. Sorry, I would do it myself, but it's just a little bit of, well, I would call it brain fog, but
Yes, I know you don't have one.
You do have the option to, spend more time dealing with it.
oh no, I wouldn't want to waste it. It's only a little bit of haziness, magical backlash, you might call it. I'm sure I'll be fine. Someone just let me know when it's noon.
I'm sure we'll find out exactly, especially when we're down there.
So where do you, assuming that you're heading back to the Gauntlight first thing, or is there anything else you want to do in town?
Now let's get to it.
Okay. So where do you want to go? Do you want to go right where we left off, or
Could I get just a very quick recap of last session?
I'll let the others recap for you.
Well, we, as Suma was saying, we went portal by portal, and she led the way in conducting rituals to awaken them. We did discover that there is a sort of portal nexus from which the various other levels can be accessed, and you can teleport into the nexus and then use that to teleport to another level. So it's all very convenient, you see. We then also I don't think
we went downstairs.
we went down. Yeah, we went down another level. We were debating between one of a few different routes on the lowest level we've explored, and we ended up descending even further towards oh, that's right. Oh, the we found a man. Well, man is a bit of a stretch, but we found a fellow spellcaster who was trapped in a room, and after much discussion with him, we decided to release him so that he could return to his homeland of Syria.
Yes, at this point, someone starts to back off a little bit from.
Isn't that the person we had met before once? No.
I can neither confirm nor deny it, Sir Ottardo. It could have been a completely different guy. I mean, yeah.
Well, this gentleman had a little bit of a complex, but
I
he
mean,
did.
we never saw him to begin with, so
Yes, and I don't think I was. I was doing something in town. I was busy when you lot all went knocking on his door. But anyway, the point is, he was very useful in providing information and informed us that one set of stairs would lead to a arena, as he put it. And so we opted not to go into the arena, which led us to
well,
what
it
seemed to be some.
led us to an arena of another sort, apparently. So,
Well, I believe it was some sort of observation chamber or something. There was a strange being that was taking notes on the behavior of a monster. Well, the monster detected us, and we did battle with it, slew it, and then the observing party departed after having taken notes on Augrael, I believe, or something of that nature. I think Augrael said like, "Observe this" or something like that. Uh, we couldn't do anything to stop that creature's departure, as it was behind some sort of magical stone, translucent magical stone, which it could see through, but which we could not, penetrate. So that is the gist of where we're at.
yeah, and that thing was fucking huge. I mean, it was like like a dragon dog, but as a horse, you know.
Yes, it was
What?
large and scary. Oh, Suma! Oh, I almost forgot. Suma cast a slow upon the creature, and that was what gave us the upper hand on it. It was a very effective
Yeah,
casting of the spell.
it was glorious. I mean, this will be quite I would say quite a highlight in my career. I hope. I hope I could do it more.
Quite adept application of magic, if I do say so myself.
A dragon dog? How big was it?
It
Like a
was,
horse.
it was very large. Well, we can probably see the dead body if we go there.
Well, I think I'd love to see that.
If it's still there, that is. There are other beings on this level. We heard something. We heard. What the hell did the research? The guy that we let out. He said something about. Did he say something about the occupants of the level besides there being an arena?
He into that drow worm guy.
I don't know. I don't
A,
have
a
anything in
drow
my notes.
worm guy?
Well, the worm that walks. The worm that walks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can we go back to that room so we can show Ottardo what we killed?
As soon as Simon comes back.
Oh, he's not. He
No,
was.
I had to step out for a second. I just got a Father's Day card.
Oh.
Which says
Wh-
as
wh-
far
which
as
is okay.
as
The
far as
picker.
that go, you're kind of a big dill. It's Father's Day, relish the spotlight.
Wow.
I'm very proud of my daughter. All right. So, did I catch that right? You wanted to go back to the room where you last fought that creature?
Yeah.
Okay. And I can make that happen. I
And,
think
and I'm assuming you didn't manage to identify it properly?
I don't think we had much of a chance to. Oh, that's right. It's sort of a
Wait,
giant, like a
let me
lamprey faced, like dinosaur thing.
hear this faintest bit of shade in that. I assume you didn't identify it properly.
No, just they described it as a dragon dog instead of its own name.
Right. That's true. And let me show you what it looked like. There we go. So at some point, it had its entire eyeless, multi-layered, toothy maw, completely engulfing, I think, Soma's head?
That was Birke, I believe.
Birke's head? Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, then through Soma's heroic slow spell.
And it could create terrible, terrible, horrible cries which reverberated through the air and hurt.
Yes. And in fact, maybe you remember that when you happened upon it, it was actually in the process of like using these harmonic vibrations to smash various like crystalline structures around here, and the creature that Augrael had spotted was taking notes about its progress or its performance in doing so. All right, so I'll give you the description again of this room. It's a 20-foot high chamber, and the floors are stone, and they're heavily stained with blood, obviously now from the battle that happened here recently, but also from longer ago. A wall of transparent stone separates the room from what looks like an observation gallery, where the others will point out that creature was lurking. And it rings the chamber completely to the north, west, and south sides. In the northeast corner, if you want to move a couple of steps up there, you'll see that there's uh, a short stone well. There, you have to take 2 or 3 more steps. There it is. And at the southern end, there is the staircase that you just came down, but there's also this side hall to the east that ends at a charred circle in the stone with a double door nearby.
The observation gallery is the part that's tiled over here,
Yes.
and it's high enough that we couldn't climb it.
No, do you see that thick line there?
Yeah.
That is the transparent stone. So it is
Oh, transparent stone. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
stone. It is very solid, just like stone, but you can see through it. And the others have described it as transparent stone for lack of better word for it.
huh.
Um, the
But,
the
so
floor of this
so
chamber
it's entirely same
yep,
level. Is that it?
I was just gonna say, so the floor of the chamber that you're standing on right now is just 5 feet below the observation gallery.
Okay.
And there are ladders. If you check that room more carefully, all the way to the north, you see there are ladders. One is here and one is here. And they are bolted to the north wall, and they do ascend the 5 feet to the transparent stone, but there's no access that you can see.
Hmm. Um, would a knowledge check with crafting be able to tell Ottardo anything about the transparent stone?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable skill to use here. Sure. Okay, let me see what I can find. Hang on. Just casually mentions that transparent stone. I'm trying to find if there's somewhere where it actually gives us some stats on it or some better description. Because I don't think it's just a regular material that is well known, unless I'm mistaken here. But let's just say that it seems to you as you touch it and inspect it, it feels very much like stone. If it wasn't for the fact that you can actually see through it. You would think though that it's probably some sort of magic applied to um, what would otherwise be just regular stone. So there might be more things that this could be. Maybe it could turn transparent only in one direction, or maybe you could open up a door, and that's why the ladders are here. Just based on changing the magic on it. But you have no idea how that would work.
Okay.
I can attempt to read aura if that is of use.
Sure, go for it.
Only takes a minute. I was just trying to figure out how read aura works now, since it references schools of magic, and obviously those aren't a thing anymore. But I think there's an updated version that I need to add to my sheet. Where's the compendium?
Meanwhile, I just set Birke to full hit points. Since I assume we spent the night, yeah.
You have enough healing powers to do that. So where? Okay, I can do that. 80.
Just try. Okay, let's delete the old one. Hopefully the new one is more accurate. Yes, okay, this is the updated version, so I will cast that.
So when casting is complete, you know whether that item is magical. You or anyone you advise gains a +2 circumstance bonus to identify magic. If the object is illusory, you detect this only if the effect's rank is lower than the rank of your read aura spell. So you're casting this as a rank 0, I would assume? Or no?
Well, it's heightened. It's heightened automatically because it's a cantrip, so it should be a 3rd level spell.
Okay. Oh yeah, it says cantrip 3. Nice. Okay, so well, first of all, I mean, I would assume that you're discussing this with Ottardo as you're both trying to figure out what this might be, and you agree this is definitely some sort of magic effect that changes the property of the stone itself, and it seems with read aura, I think you can try the identify magic here. So let's do an occultism or arcana.
I imagine it's some sort of invisibility magic. Would I detect? I don't detect that it's an illusion.
It is. You don't think it's an illusion?
Okay. Arcana or occult. Well, my Arcana's better, so I shall roll that. I will blindly roll it.
Okay. You do detect a few more nuances to it, which is that you think that the magical properties on this are keyed to some sort of trigger or switch. So somewhere there's probably a mechanism or a set of glyphs or something that you could use to change the manifestation that is on the stone itself.
And is that including the plus? That didn't include the +2 I get on the check, so I don't know if a +2 makes a difference.
That's the same information you're getting.
All right. Yes, well, it can be triggered in some way to change the effect, I would imagine, to turn the stone opaque again, but the stone appears to be merely that, stone. It simply has a magical effect upon it. But there is a door on our level down here.
This double door seems to be the only other way out of here.
Oh, and there's a strange symbol.
How did we get here, by the way?
Stairs to the south.
Yeah, there are stairs there.
Okay.
Did we identify anything about this symbol last time? I don't remember it.
No, but your character, I mean, given that you just walked through that room upstairs, you would remember that there's roughly in the same spot, there is also a, let me see how it is described exactly, a circle.
Part of the teleportation network.
It's not part of the network, and maybe you remember that you saw this circle of runes. Um, Hold on. Yes, but it looked like a teleportation circle, um,
It was for summoning.
but it is not part of the network, and it was still active when you pass it. You chose not to step into it, but
Is
you didn't
this
activate it.
is this the thing that was containing the
No, that was
devil?
somewhere else. That was the other thing was not a teleportation circle. This
Okay,
one is, and it was
but it's
active,
not.
but you chose not to step through it.
And this one is not active.
Um, it is. Give me another Arcana check.
Um, sure. I mean, I could. Is it worth taking an extra minute to read aura on it and get the +2? Do the rest of you mind sitting around for another minute?
It's okay.
Okay. In that case, Lucca will read aura on it first, so we can get his bonus before trying to figure out exactly what's up with it. But it does read as like I assume it reads as what we expected. Magical.
Yeah, hang on for a second. Well, first of all, I don't see your Arcana check yet, but
Okay, well I'll roll it now. I'll add the +2 modifier.
okay. All right. So what's happening is, Luca, you take another minute to read the aura here, attune to the magic of this circle, and then you inspect it more closely. And it's yes, it is also a teleportation circle, but you would think that it's disconnected from the greater network. It appears to be linked to the circle right upstairs, and that's the only one. But as you do so, like taking some time here, the others hear as well. I don't know. Maybe you don't hear a sound. Maybe you just kind of, out of the corner of your eye, you notice some movement, and you turn around, um, and you see in the those of you who don't see very well in the darkness, you just see that shape vaguely. But those who have a little better vision, you see that creature again on the observation platform, and I'll show it to you once again. This sort of like serpentine or a snake-like thing, but it has lots of little legs. Um, and it has this like split tail that seems to be prehensile. It's in one hand it is wielding a wand of some kind, in the other hand it has its little a notepad. Um, that it's writing on it, and its alien looking head is just kind of slightly tilted and moving back and forth, curiously eyeing you, and every time you move or do something, it just scribbles another note.
What is just get out of here?
Right. Well, this seems to simply teleport up to the level above, so not entirely sure why it would be here, what its purpose is, but that is what it is.
Okay, so you open that double door and you behold a long hallway south, as far as your light sources go. And finally, to the west, another hallway opens up, but there's also a set of double doors further to the south. Yeah, it's sturdy-looking doors to the south, and equally sturdy-looking doors to the west as well.
Well, this place feels big. Where should we head?
You lead the way, Ottardo.
Yeah, it'll be safer. Before we go through that door, I will. Soma will transfer the light to Birke, but I will cast the gleaming weapons variant instead of my normal light on her.
Okay.
Wait a second. This one. Yeah, this one. So.
Shiny now.
Yeah, she would be able to find something. By poking the glowing halberd in their face.
Shining arms. When a creature wielding this weapon critically hits a foe, you can dismiss the spell as a reaction, causing the foe to be dazzled. Okay, gotcha. All right, so you open that door, and we can open both doors with because they're kind of like winged doors.
Oh dear.
So you do the Aragon move. All right, so and yeah, what opens up is an enormous arena-like room. You see dried blood from past combats, no doubt, forming a crust over the sand that is spread across the arena's stone floor. There are a couple of torches that illuminate the floor in bright light, but they hardly reach the walkway that's ringing the arena high above. There are two staircases that you can see that lead up to this walkway, but there are metal portcullises blocking each one. In the light of the torches, at the end of the arena, there's a huge pile of what at first you think must be the victims, the losers of the combats that have happened here over the aeons. But then it starts to stir, it move, and that whole pile of what looked like corpses of body parts of sometimes alien-looking creatures starts to actually swell up and sort of rear what can only be described as a head-like feature, but actually consists of a multitude of heads that are from all sorts of different creatures. The thing is enormous in size,
Okay.
and it apparently catches interest or notices the doors opening, clunk clunk, and is stirring to life. I'll leave it to you if you're just gonna want to. I'll give you the initiative here. So if you just want to slam those doors shut again, you're welcome to do that. But what do you want to do?
I think Ottardo will slam them at least to discuss. What do we want to do here?
This is the core of the situation.
Okay,
Turn
guys.
calmly to the others and says, "What would we like to do?" Let's try the other door.
I think the wisest part would be to try to and find a way to weld those doors permanently.
I can just see the doors opening, this thing shifting to life, and then Ottardo just calmly closing the doors and turning to the others and being like, "What would we like to do?"
I think it's perfect that Ottardo is technically an attorney, because it's like there's strictly speaking, there is no need for us to face this monster right now. So let's put a pin in that, and we'll circle back at some other time. All right. Yeah, there's this other set of double doors. Which
Surely
also,
there can't be something equally horrible this way.
yeah, I was just gonna say they look just as sturdy as the other ones, but not quite as tall. So whatever is beyond is probably not as big of a hole as the arena. But if you try the handle, though, you will notice that it's locked.
Hmm. Well, Soma, these call for your
Uh,
expertise.
Is it locked? Uh, lock or barred somehow?
Well, try a theory check. You think that this must be an incredible lock, or maybe it is barred from the inside. You're not exactly sure, but you think that you may have a chance of picking this lock, but this is probably the hardest one you've ever had to deal with.
Let's see. As much. Well, yeah, I think it would be faster to just break it than try to pick it apart.
Just break it. Well, as we've already established, my produced flames or ignitions or whatever they're called now don't actually target objects. So that's up to you guys. I'll be back here.
Uh, Ottardo will give it a shoulder barge while mentioning that you know that if we do that, we won't be able to close them back.
Well, we'll just run back to that teleportation circle and disappear to the higher level then.
Okay. So Ottardo, you kind of like throw yourself against the door, and it hardly even budges.
Ow.
And oh my, yeah, you hurt your shoulder.
Take
Let me
a
see if there's an
take a
actual
weapon to it. You have weapons in your hands, don't you? Why are you using your shoulders?
Actually, Soma, you kind of like accidentally you run into the handle, I guess, and that's why it's a critical failure, and you warp the handle in a slightly like you bend it a little bit, and you see that it's kind of jamming the door in place, so it's actually going to be harder to force it open now.
Great.
Ah,
Well, okay, how about we do this? Ottardo, you try to do it again, and I will provide an accompaniment. What-
Okay, and you get some help because of the aid, right? How does that work again?
Yes, if I use my aid reactions,
Normal. Yep.
yes,
And for aid, you just need to go above 20, right? So that is a
yes,
successful aid, which
it,
adds 1 to Ottardo's.
it's actually now 15 in the remaster, unless the GM wants to adjust.
Nice. Okay, thanks for pointing that out. And but it's a +1 to Ottardo's result, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, no, because Soma has a thing that lets her give a better bonus or get a bonus on the aid check. I think the blade.
uh, yes, it.
The
Where is it?
cooperative blade.
Good memory.
Yeah.
Well, gives uh, it gives me +2 to check, I believe.
Yeah.
Ah,
Uh,
if I critically
critically
succeed,
succeed.
yeah, I.
Mm.
It says
Okay.
if you're an expert with the skill or attack roll you're using to aid and you critically succeed, you grant a +3 instead
Well,
of
it is a
+1.
critical succeed at aiding. If the
All the
DC is
other
15.
But ironically, Soma is not an expert in performance yet.
Huh.
Oh, okay. Wow, that is ironic. Okay, so then it's just the regular +1, so we're at 28
It,
and
it's a +2, the regular one, I think.
instead of a
The,
+2.
the,
Okay,
the regular critical success is a +2.
gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Either way, Ottardo, even though you feel inspired by Soma, the doors are the locks just hold them shut.
Do you think it could be some sort of as he's saying this, he doesn't even wait. He just casts detect magic. Could be some sort of magic on the door. He detects magic.
And disappointingly, there's no magic on the door.
Oh, you're just incompetent. Oh well. Let's see. Well, if there are ladders in that previous room that lead up, there must be a way to get through the stone. Perhaps I can dispel whatever magic might be obscuring the doorways. Or we could go up the stairs and completely ignore this level. There was plenty more to see in the level above. People
That's
were
fair.
just being chicken about some sort of traps.
Ah, well, yeah, if there's more to check above, then we can probably do that.
Perhaps we can find a more ideal way down to this level without having to tramps through an arena with a giant abomination in it.
All right, so you want to go up a level?
Yeah, I think
I think so.
so.
Okay, let me take you up. So I'll put you near the stairs here just so we have you.
Oh, we lost one.
Uh,
Birke.
no, she's
Oh,
there.
there.
She's just hiding behind Soma. All right, and then we go back to the level above, which currently doesn't include Ottardo. So let me place him here.
Augrael, what are you doing here?
Oops, sorry. There we are.
Right. Well, with the perspective we now have, we were warned that these the double wide stairs do lead to the arena. So I imagine that door you were attempting to get through is simply a way to the staircase. Uh, at least that's my guess. So here's the above level teleportation. If that makes sense.
So we just came through these
Yes,
stairs? Okay.
this door here. Um, that leaves what? What have we not? Oh, ooh,
Oh, okay.
I understand now. I see. Yes, I believe if we go back far enough, we can find our way to that balcony we saw overlooking the arena. If we
Ah.
trace
Mm,
our steps far enough back,
mm. Well,
could
we still don't want to go to the arena.
well, but we could do it with the advantage of height.
Hmm.
And there's also this hallway which everyone was whinging about some sort of deadly traps. I don't know. I wasn't there to see it myself, but we have obviously not explored the full extent of that.
Oh, that's the place with the rotating blades, was it, or something like that?
Well, they were shooting through the floor and across the sides.
Hmm.
It was pretty brutal.
Ottardo almost died back then. Okay.
Do you have any notion what triggered it?
Ottardo did.
But how?
Hmm.
Well, I believe through proximity, or that's how those traps usually are triggered, right? You step on them and they go boom, and then you die.
Lucca doesn't seem satisfied with that answer. He uses detect magic.
You use detect magic. Let me see if you see any magic here.
Third
No.
level.
Yep, but you do not detect any magic from that hallway.
Okay. Can he search then or seek? I always forget which one is which.
Search. Seek is for creatures, and searching is for features, I believe.
Okay. Search
Uh,
then. Not that it makes a difference. It's just perception checks.
Sure. Um, $27. Well, I can reveal that. I blurted it out. Hang on for a second here, because I believe there's something about. So, what is your proficiency in perception?
Trained. Looks
Trained.
like.
Okay, but if I recall correctly, then this only matters if in terms of getting an automatic roll. So, okay. Nonetheless, you do now whatever triggers these blades that your friends are talking about, of which you, by the way, see zero evidence. Um, you don't see any mechanism.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, you just walk in there and then you die. That's simple. Just works.
Lucca is going to cast a spell. I guess there's no reason to go all fancy on it.
Ooh.
This is second level, so he has access to level 1 creatures, but he doesn't need anything fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to summon the eagle.
Okay. Right. Let me see.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I forgot. I want to cast that at first level because he's not heightening it. He's gonna.
Okay, and that's so where the range only applies to where you can manifest it, right? And then
Right.
yes, okay. So an eagle, you say. I'm just gonna put a eagle here. That's not a familiar, that's a proper creature. There we go, clearly an eagle. And I'll give you control over it. Crunchy Crab is the owner. There you go. So now you should have access to it. So you should be able
Okay.
to move it.
I don't believe I get to look through its senses or anything like that, so I just have to send it. Yeah, I'll order it to move. I'll kind of stand here at the entrance so I can see better, and I'll say, "Go forth!"
All right. So it takes off and flies down the hallway and all the way into. I'll let it fly. Yeah, you can move it through. I don't know if you just said you don't see through its eyes, right? So you
No, it's not
basically
like a
see it.
familiar.
Yeah. So you basically let it take off into the hallway and it kind of disappears into the darkness. It itself has no particulars. It has low light vision. Okay, so it'll fly as far as it can. You can see it you can see it dive into that room at the end of the hallway, and it circles around and then comes back and has triggered nothing.
I can cast light on it so you can send it again.
Yes, that's a good idea. I was going to give it my ever burning torch, but that's even better.
Okay. So, yeah, once again, you see it take off down the hallway, and it flies a circle around that room.
Can
Maybe it even disappears from view for a little bit around a
can
corner.
can you
Yep,
put light on it so that, or I guess actually I can probably
I
put
thought there
light
was
on.
light on it. I thought there was just light on it.
I don't see light. Where's the light effect? Can I add it? Okay, now it has light.
Okay.
So it goes all the way in here.
Yeah, it goes all the way in there. It flies around the room. Uh, it leaves your sight for a little while. Maybe it's exploring some other hallway that you know is connected to this room, and then it comes back. It's
Has
still.
there are bones in that room.
Ah, shit.
Uh,
Well, of course, there are bones in there. It's a murder room.
right. Well, the summon only lasts for a minute, so if there's anything else to do with it, he's gonna. Lucca's now going to be like, uh, uh, Sisyphus, now I want you to walk down the hallway.
Is it going to do that? It follows your commands like
Follows
that?
my commands.
Okay.
I use one action to make it take two, and I tell it to stride down the hall.
Okay, since this is a proper spell, it's worth counting the actions here because it's just a minute. So it had to use it did two flybys here, which it has a fly speed of fixed, so it can easily do. Let's say this was just 2 rounds. When it like did the first round and then you cast light on it, it did another round that was just 2 rounds. But now it has a hopping speed of 10 feet, so that makes it one action, 2 actions, 3 actions as it like hops down the hallway. Just happy to have such a caring friend like Lucca that would summon it and would give it such fun commands.
You just keep going.
It turns around and cocks its head a little, and then Lucca goes, "Yep, yep, keep
A little
going."
bit further.
And it like picks at the walls a little bit, and then hops on further, hop, 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 and it looks around. Nothing happens. Hop, hop, and as it hops further, um, you see maybe that I don't know if you can see that from that distance, but you're all pretty good at perception, so you might notice that one of the tiles like gently lowers just a little bit, and the eagle like looks down, maybe like picks at it a little bit, like hacks at it with its beak, and the next thing that happens is that from the floor, comes up a circular blade, and it runs through the eagle all the way down this hallway, and it stops right here at the edge of where the hallway connects with this mural room, and it just cuts the eagle. Probably, let me see its damage, but I would think it just
It
cuts
has
it
six hit
in half.
points.
Yeah, it has 6 hit points, and this thing is going to do plenty of damage. It's at least 9 points of damage, so it just cuts the eagle into bits, and whoosh, like blood, feathers, and then it disappears. And the blade keeps going like shung shung down the hallway. There's more blades coming out of the sides of the hall, and they go shung 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 shung, and just the entire hallway and the room at the end, as far as you can see before the light spell winks out, is just filled with blades like shooting through in all sorts of directions until you hear like a mechanical sounding reset, and the blades shunk, disappear in the walls again.
Yeah, see? I told you. You just walk in and there you go.
Sympathy, my tailbone. No, we simply have to avoid stepping on that tile that Sisyphus hopped onto.
Well, did you see which one it was?
Yes, it was that one down there by the bones. I saw it quite clearly. Weren't you all paying attention? Yeah. Lucca confidently starts striding down the hall.
All right, all right, start fighting.
Wait. Hand me one of those vials first.
Oh. Well, I keep it on my person, but sure. Here you go. Take this. This isn't anathema for you or anything, is it?
Well, it's a gray area, let's say,
Here
but
you go. He shoves it into
it'll
his
be fine.
hand. Yeah. Where's my Where the heck is it? Oil of Unlife. Okay, I've got 2 on me, so he'll hand him my one
You,
on.
you don't need to actually just
Yeah, I just wanted to see
move
how
Ivan.
many I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has 2. He'll give you 1. It's got the big "in case of emergency, use this" sticker on it, and Lucca just strolls down the hall.
And probably explaining as he goes, like, there's, if you paid attention closer, you wouldn't be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is kind of like looking for where did those blades come from as he goes. He's kind of casually eyeing the hall, like where are those tracks it was running down.
Okay, you feel free to give me another perception check.
They were literally just here. I just saw where they were running, so the track should be apparent.
Yes, you just saw where they were running. Unfortunately, they were like coming out of the seams between the stones, and as you like in passing, you notice that all of the seams have been constructed in a way that it looks like they're just gaps between the stones. So which ones hold the blades, or maybe all of them do, you can't tell.
That's clever. He's gonna step into the room here.
Okay, and you step in that square, and nothing happens.
See, I told you, it's right here, and he points to the area right in front of him. There are quite a few bones here, though, and a couple of doors.
You're not sure if that's the only one that triggers it. You might take one step somewhere and end up.
Someone will stay back
Wow.
here for a moment, though, just in case.
Lucas sighs. He's like, "Oh, ever the lawyer, aren't we? Looking for loopholes." Perfectly good explanation. Let's see.
Someone will also start playing tennis music right now.
What are these like little? Are they like vents or pipes or something?
What are you seeing?
Like on
Right.
the wall?
I don't
They're
think
they're
I
like
would. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much. That's just some detail. I don't know.
okay,
It really just looks like a hallway, except for the fact that there's dismembered limbs and bones scattered around.
right. Well, there appear to be little. Well, there's doorways to the north and south, and there's also like little nooks to the
Yes.
north and south.
Actually, you see that they're connecting hallways.
Connecting hall.
Yeah, you see that they're like branch or they go around the corner.
Right. They go around the corner. Um, as confident as Luca is about all of his sleuthing, he is now paranoid because Ottardo said it could be any square. He's going to do another search in I guess a 15-foot burst around him, looking for a triggering thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, that's initiative. Hang on.
No, that was Souma.
No, I mean, sure, Ottardo is technically correct, but you don't really see anything else that could
Right.
trigger it.
Well, don't touch that one in the middle for sure. And then he is going to very lightly sort of step I guess to the north. Let's go north.
Okay. And as you do so, I would imagine, like with the first step, you hold your breath a little bit, even though maybe you don't even need to breathe, but it's like, and to your horror, you feel the floor tile give way under your footstep, and you notice this faint little click, and then all hell breaks loose. Um, all right, so what happens is you took a step in this room here, so it triggers the trap, and we'll use what's called the scythe shuffle. So the blades are coming out from between through the seams between the walls, from the floor, and they just start shooting erratically all throughout the hallways, through the branching corridors here, including the one that Birke and Ottardo are currently in. And again, there's enough of those blades to essentially, and they're moving so quickly that essentially all of you might be affected by this. So let me see. For each blade, roll 1d4 to determine the region in which it makes its next strike. So we have 1, 2. Oh, okay, it spells it out. So this is blade number 1, which goes through the north branch. So you lucked out. Blade number 2 goes through the south branch. So you lucked out again. Number 3, north branch. Number 4. Oh, no, sorry. The number 3 actually went through the main intersection, which is where Lucca's standing. Inclusive of blades in the region they're currently occupying. On 6 knows how many blades are currently in its region. Oh my gosh, okay. This is more complicated than I thought it was. Okay, so actually, sorry about that. We're now going at a very slower pace than before when I described the effect with the eagle. So you hear the sound, you hear this hissing sound of the blades traveling, but you don't actually see the blades themselves. So you just hear this mechanical sound of something running through the walls and below the floor, and you hear it in all sorts of direction. And area. And now, okay, so now there's this. Okay, I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have to roll for blade number 5 and blade number 6. And now, after the scythe shuffle, because this is the triggering moment, it gets a scythe strike with each blade. And there's only one in Lucca's section, so it strikes you.
So do we have any opportunity to respond before the blades start slicing, or does it just
This
happen
is all
instantly?
still the reaction to getting triggered, and then we would move into initiative. But right now, this is all still happening in response to that trigger.
Great.
So that's a critical hit, and it slices you for 35. And just
That is the critical, right? That's the critical damage?
Yeah, yes, it is already
Okay.
doubled. So it runs right through you, does horrendous damage, and you see in the north branch and south branch, you see multiple of those blades emerge and shoot through those corridors. So now I get to do a scythe shuffle again, which means the blades, you hear them move around the hallways once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we move into initiative. So let me add everyone to initiative. I will roll for initiative for all of us. Okay, and Birke is the first one to act.
Shit.
I don't remember if Birke was here last time, but assuming she was, she does not want to get sliced open again, and we'll just leg it out of there.
Yeah. Sorry, I hadn't begun the encounter yet. Okay, so she just moves out of there. Ottardo?
Is it normal that we don't see the initiative for the trap?
I can put it here.
Okay.
Great.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Let me double check. How does that work for repositioning? Must up to 10 feet. You can move into it. into ortho. Um, I guess he'll try to reposition Lucca to get him closer to the exit.
Okay.
Uh,
I guess we'll follow the normal rules, since this is all happening in an instant. I think he wouldn't really be cooperative, so let's go with his regular 42 TC.
uh, wait, actually, I think I can't do it.
You need a hand free, one hand.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Ottardo for sure had his shield up, but would he have his hammer drawn here?
I mean, let's be real. If this was a combat encounter, you would definitely start with the hammer drawn, right?
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
think we should be fair. But I wonder, does a readied shield, does that mean your hand is occupied?
Uh, I think we looked at that last time.
I would think it is.
Yeah, I would think so too, but I know that they're very lenient on how you can free up a hand and stuff. So there's, how you adjust your grip, and there's a lot of things that are easier to do.
Pum, 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 pum. No, it is occupied because there's a feat that lets you have your hand count as free even if you're wielding a shield.
Okay, so that makes it clear then. So you would have to spend an action of putting your weapon away.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, for some reason I was only thinking of dropping it. Yeah, so he'll spend one action to sheath the
Mm-hmm.
hammer,
Mm-hmm.
and then one to let me double check. It is one to reposition Lucca.
Okay, let's
So
go against
that
this 42. It's 21. That's the DC.
let me target him and athletics.
Okay, so you get to move him 5 feet.
Yep. So he'll just be aligned with the exit,
Okay, I'll move you
the
down here
corridor.
like that.
Uh, and well, Ottardo's gonna get a start on getting out of here.
All right. Okay. Soma.
Well, someone will do pretty much the only thing that we can help them. Probably the first will start inspiring defense, and yeah, I think it, sorry, Luca. You are 5 feet too far from being soothed.
So what do you do?
Yeah, I think she will just have to stay here and provide the support to, because at least they will have physical resistance for this one transpire defense.
Okay. All right. So not looking good for Luca here, because the trap gets to act first. Now let's see. Unbelievable. Out of the 6 blades, not a single one shows up in that main corridor.
Oof.
Instead, 4 of the 6 blades uh, shoot through the southern branch. 2 of the 6 blades shoot through the northern branch. So none go through the corridor or through the main section that you are in. And then you hear the mechanical sound again as the blades reposition for the next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Wow. Luca, your turn.
Hmm. um.
I like that. I like that. That it takes you so long to come up with your action is really promising.
Lucca has plenty of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he now feels more determined than ever that he has to prove that this is worth the effort. So probably with his like pelvic bone completely sawn in half by the blade, and like having to like kind of his legs are kind of like flopping all over the place because his skeleton's not properly connected together. He is going to do a loop around this room, trying to determine where all the pressure plates are.
Okay. So as you, as I would think you hobble a little bit probably because you took that enormous damage, um, and you run around the room, and I guess maybe you hadn't even noticed that before, but because you were just looking into this room here and
Mhm.
here, and as you hobble through the room, maybe you're trying to step into that room, you realize like, whoa, there's actually transparent stone here.
Oh, like like one-way mirrors.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Um, but I'm not gonna make this a big deal here. It's just something you notice in passing, and then you run around this, and there are dozens of these pressure plates spread around, and as you run around, you feel a lot of places where it gives way, and there's no way to memorize them all.
I'm just trying to figure out how much I can do here. I have That's not what I meant to do. Shoot. Okay. If I have so
I'll give
5,
you this.
10,
I'll give you
15,
this. If
20,
if you
30,
spend one move action, which gives you what 25 feet of movement, or are you at 30?
5, 70,
You're at
75,
30.
80, 85, 90, 95.
Yeah, with one move action, that's enough to realize like, holy smokes, there's just pressure plates everywhere.
Okay. Um and they're being triggered, I imagine, at like the lightest touch.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. All right. So that and you said that's what, one action?
yeah.
Okay. That's enough then for him to use the remaining actions to rush back down the hall. And be
Okay.
like, "Oh, Taro, what are you still doing in there?"
Yeah, and then Birke is already out there. Ottardo, I would think, uses action to run out of the hallway.
Yep.
Almost ready. And then it's the traps turn once more. The blades shoot out once more. Shung, 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 shung. And once more, you hear the repositioning sound and the whirring, mechanical, spinning noises, and eventually, everything falls quiet again.
Yeah. Soma will put away her summoned instrument, like saying, like, "See, now you believe me?" Like,
um, Lucca is casting his big heal, or I should say his big harm on himself, um, stitching the bones back together magically, as he says, "Well, after careful scientific observation, I have determined that there is nowhere safe to step in that room."
And as you do that, and you kind of regroup there and fix up Lucca's broken bones, Chafkem appears in the doorway. And Sam, you haven't met Chafkem yet, or you haven't seen Chafkem yet. Looks like this: desiccated, rotten body wrapped in these many, many bits of paper scribbled with all sorts of writing. And he stands in the hallway, leaning onto his staff, slightly hunched over, and he has this like big grin in his face, his rotten teeth showing, and he goes, "As much as I enjoy watching uh, my imbecile servants hurt themselves, if you wish to explore that hallway, I could just tell you the passphrase."
Lucca quickly steps between Halfcom and Ottardo, and he's like, Halfcom, you're still here. We,
Yeah, yes, I have copious notes to organize and get ready for my departure. So I shall be here for a little while longer, which opens up the opportunity for you if you want to explore these passages and need the passphrase. I'm willing to barter.
Barter for what?
Lucca turns to the others. He says, perhaps we should go into this other room for a moment. One moment, great and mighty, esteemed Halfcom, to whom we are but mere inanimacules writhing in the muck.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
what he said.
Of course, you maggots. I got more important work to do anyway. And he steps away.
Lucca turns calmly towards Ottardo, and he says, what would we like to do? To be clear, that would be the gentleman whom we freed from his chamber earlier. He has no desire but to return to his homeland of Osirian by means of magic. So I think we have nothing to fear from him, but potentially a considerable amount to gain in terms of knowledge.
What? Well, it depends on what is he asking for.
Well, I suppose we don't know yet. But
Well, maybe if you think about what you were talking to about him last time, I think he gave you a little bit of an idea of what he might be interested in here.
I don't recall in the slightest. I'll be honest.
Okay, that's fine.
He was researching. He was studying something here. I know he took many notes. He worked for Bella
Belcora.
Belgora,
Cora, yes.
Yeah, but he mentioned another name too.
He didn't mention anything about Nimbaloth, I don't think, did he?
No.
No.
he mentioned the other man. What?
Oh right, he wants some goon killed. Apparently there was someone who came and attacked, and they were, I guess, after Belcor's demise, the place fell into chaos, and some rival or some mercenary or something came, and they came to get him. But he barricaded himself in his room, and then apparently idiotically bound himself to the room, which is why he couldn't get out for all of these centuries. And he seems to believe that this goon who came attacking him is still roaming somewhere in this complex. So I imagine that we would likely encounter and have to do battle with this foe at some point anyway. Might as well get something out of it.
I guess that would work, yeah.
Good. Great. I'm glad we all came to such a reasonable conclusion.
Hmm.
Oh, terrible and mighty Halfcom, unto whom we are but like mere specks of dust floating in a moat of cosmic nothingness compared to your great galactic brain or something.
Yeah.
Got a little lost in my metaphor there. We would be most gratified if you would edify our meek and pitiful minds with your mighty knowledge of the password of that hallway in exchange for whatever it is you ask.
Well, as I've said before, and your feeble minds have certainly already forgotten, I was betrayed by that that flesh warping abomination downstairs, Jafaki.
Oh yes, Jafaki. How could I have forgotten Jafaki?
And if you bring me its their whatever they want to be called, head or whatever counts for it, I shall tell you the passphrase. But be warned, I won't linger here for too long. I have no desire to spend any more time here than necessary. As soon as I have my things organized, I will be out of here. Take it or leave it. I do
Yeah.
not care what happens to you anyway.
Yes, as you said yesterday, of course.
And he
Uh,
moves away.
um.
He's not even waiting for you to answer. He just walks off.
Right. Well, apparently we just have to kill Jafaki. So, I don't know what a Jafaki is precisely, besides being a flesh warp. But that could mean just about anything. So,
Hmm.
he didn't even wait around for me to ask questions like, "Who is Jafaki? What does he look like? Where do we find him?" I think those are sort of the details for for his people to figure out. So,
Well, how are we going to know who or what can we bring back?
I suppose we will have to ask them. Excuse me, are you Jafaki? Oh, good, we're here to kill you. That sort of thing. But regardless, it does seem that we will have to traverse the lower level again, as he is down there. Though I might suggest we attempt doing so from another route.
Yeah, I think we still can try to go through that port clues on the other side of this complex.
Yes, round about the long way.
Okay. Right around this time, you can remove the stupefied condition.
Oh, it must be 12 o'clock. Suddenly walking down that hallway full of blades seems like such a terrible idea. What was I thinking?
It literally knocked some sense into you.
There
It,
he is.
well,
Hefka.
it was a blade. Maybe it sharpened his senses.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yep.
don't forget to hold your breath through the
Yep,
dust, the must room or whatever it is.
remember.
You rush to the room with
Those
the fungal infestation.
those of you who have breath.
Go for it. Yep.
Suppose I could just set all that furniture on fire, burn it out. Worry about it later. Oop, stuck on the corner.
All right. So you move back to this grand concourse. There's the bridge, and a little ways below, you see the hallway stretching far to the south.
Let's see. There is a way down here. We can see a little bit of light from the arena, as we now
Mm.
know it to be. There's also this hallway. Is this dark for everyone? Did you guys explore down here?
No, I think we have not yet. Maybe.
Oh, then I guess we'll poke down this way first.
Okay, so let's pause for a second here. What is going on? Gotta make sure. This is a little weird how this is laid out in terms of which nodes go with which room. So let me figure out what you're actually seeing here. Yes. So you walk down this hallway, and you once again you cross over a hallway below, as you might see. Soma, you're standing on that bridge right now, and you see to the south a set of double doors at the end of that hallway as well. And the rest of the group, you're standing in front of a portcullis that is blocking the way further to the west. It's closed, and it's flanked by arrow slits just beyond the portcullis. Let me see. Some of the bars near the north arrow slit have partially melted and twisted, looking maybe some powerful acid or something like that. And that they created a little bit of an opening, but only a small or smaller creature might be able to squeeze through that.
Ottardo is going to give it a try.
To
See if he
squeeze
can
through.
lift it up. No, to see if he can lift it.
Okay, there you go. Right. So you put your shield away, put your hammer away.
Yep.
And
Birke can probably help, right?
Yeah.
Birke can help, but no, it's heavy. It's definitely heavy.
Well, maybe in that case, some more rousing music help.
All right, let's try one more time. So Ottardo does the main, and then Birke and Soma try to help.
Okay, so here's the aid from Birke.
Well, it's an aid, so that's actually a success. And Soma is a success.
And then the
Crit
roll.
success is Soma's because it's an aid.
So it's a
And
28, right?
so it comes up to 28. Okay, so Ottardo, you feel it like lifted up a little bit, and you lift it up off the ground, but only by a couple of inches, and then you have to let go again. But yeah, you're close.
Ottardo, have you been skipping leg day?
Well, we're here every day. There's no leg day anymore.
Oh, well,
Oh wow! I guess inspired by Lucca's fighting comment, he like adjusts his stance, and then with every muscle in his body and a good amount of leg work, you lift up the portcullis and hold it in place high up enough that everyone else could like scooch under it.
Lucca will scooch. He's very wary of those arrow slits, though. He's like keeping an eye on them.
Are you all gonna kind of pile into that space between the doors and the portcullis and the arrow slits?
This is asking for trouble. We're gonna open a door and a fireball's just gonna explode.
Soma, what are you doing?
Was we within then?
All right. Yeah. Okay. So you squeeze in there
Oh,
too, and then Ottardo, you can you go move under the portcullis and let go, and it comes slamming down. And you're all kind of like awkwardly squeezed into that narrow space here. So let's see. All right. I'm gonna need a minute here. So if anyone needs a break, now's the time to take it.
Oy.
That's good. I like hearing that.
Hmm.
I didn't exactly expect that you would go down this hallway, so that'll take a minute for me to refresh my memory. Okay. I think I got it. I think I'm ready to move on. Not that there's anything happening soon.
Right. I believe him. I believe the voice in the sky saying there's nothing happening soon, so let's... Shall I open the door? I'm gonna open the door, I'm closest to it. Oh.
Okay, so you open the door. It's a central octagonal room flanked on the north and south by single iron doors, each with a narrow viewing port and an archery slit. The stone double door to the east that you just opened, if you look back on it, you'll see that it features an emblazoned carving of a dripping skull, its mouth stuffed with weeds. And the western double door is made of iron pitted with rust. And hold on for yet another minute as I double check something.
Don't like that I'm the only one in here.
Okay, gotcha. Got that. That makes sense. So one more thing, and then we can move on. What do we have here? Okay. And there's that. Oh, wow. Okay, that's not great. I just did that, but okay. Yeah, so you look around the room, and there's no one in here. Nothing.
Whew. For a moment there, I was concerned.
Ottardo's gonna go up and uh, put put his shield back on, draw his hammer.
Souma will also summon her
Mm-hmm.
Something came through here. Look. And Lucca will point out the pitted metal of the door, say, it's been damaged, just like the iron gate outside.
Isn't it?
Bless you. As I was saying, it's been damaged, just like the iron gate outside.
It is. Okay, so you'll move into the room to check it out. Lucca inspecting the doors at the other end, and then let's see, how do we play this? Yes, I think we'll do it like that. So, Soma, you might notice this, but it's not really any way for you to react, because you failed your perception check. This is mostly just for narrative reasons. Um, your magical light spell, of course, casts shadows of each one of you, and they move around as your light sources move around. But you all of a sudden notice that as Ottardo maybe like moves his light source around, his shadow doesn't move, and instead it like stands up from the ground and turns into this female-like silhouette, and that
Ooh,
goes shoom shoom, two blades that start materializing out of this shadow, and then if from standing behind Ottardo it attacks. That's not gonna be good.
thought it was just going to be a typical shadow. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so, but I guess, I mean, this is how stealth works in 2E, is that she just gets to use her stealth as initiative. So let's just do that. Because
And
there's
we
no,
should use our perception checks. Whatever you rolled for us, I guess, right? Should be our
uh,
initiatives. If you
well,
rolled something.
roll your, sorry, I didn't roll it properly. Roll your, because I rolled against your stealth, your perception DCs to make
Oh, okay.
it, because she had to, she was sneaking, so that
Right.
was against your DCs. And I guess now we're gonna do the regular perception for initiative, but she gets her stealth as initiative. So I think I need to start an encounter on that, do I? First I need to
Doing
add all of you.
spectacularly.
The lack of a surprise mechanic is somewhat awkward, I think. Why is Ottardo targeted? Oh, I see. Let me add everyone to the encounter. Here we are. Begin the encounter, and I will use her stealth as her initiative, and you
Yeah.
should. I'll use Lucca's stealth as initiative, and I'll roll for the others here for simplicity.
I've always been confused about how to initiate an encounter with stealth because
Yeah.
it's like, are you rolling like if somebody was stealthing and then initiative starts and somebody rolls a higher perception than their stealth, does that mean that they like saw them and they didn't actually succeed?
I mean, I think in this case, if I let me pull back the curtain a little bit here. So what I did essentially was when you first entered the room, I gave her a stealth check against your perception DC to see if she can hide, and
Right.
she made that check. But she was hiding like in a shadow somewhere else. And now I wanted her to get up close to Ottardo so that she can immediately attack. So she had to sneak to get to his shadow. So that was another stealth check against your perception DCs. Um, but now I guess that she actually wants to attack. There's no that is now the initiative. So there is a chance for someone who is extremely perceptive to actually roll higher than her, so that that the attack doesn't come off as a surprise.
Okay.
But her
That makes sense.
yeah. Um, but she managed to pull out a 34 initiative, so she definitely gets the drop on you, and she targets Ottardo. She has you marked for death and then strikes. So what do we see here? 31, which, oh wow, is not a critical. So that is good. So it's only 16 points of damage. And in Necrol, she growls. Those of you who know Necrol, which I think is only Lucca, she growls.
I think Birke might have picked it up too. Birke.
I think you maybe, yeah, you're right. So Birko and Lucca, you hear her with this like raspy, echoey voice growl. I've been looking for new companions. You'll do nicely. And here we go with Birker.
Okay, well, Birke is going to start by marking that creature as her hunted prey for one
Mhm.
action, which
Mhm.
should give Birke a free recall knowledge.
That is correct. So you can do religion or any applicable lore.
That would be religion. Unless this is a library ghost.
Not exactly. Well, Birker, I mean, have you encountered shadows before in this party with these characters?
Um,
I don't think so.
Or maybe I guess she would recognize it as a shadow, whatever that means. But that's it.
okay. You grant bonuses from. Okay. And she is going to step up and take a swing with her disarm.
Nice.
Okay, that's a hit for 15 points. So you strike at the thing, but the magic or the shadowy matter that she seems to be made of barely registers as you strike her. But you do seem to do some damage. She hisses.
And that's it for Birke.
Okay. Ottardo.
Ottardo will raise his shield and he will attempt to enter his stance
Mm-hmm.
by saying that you could have asked nicely first. And he fails to enter the stance. And then he's going to attempt to strike the shadow.
And you miss.
And that's his turn.
Lucca.
Oh, me already. Oh, I'm before Souma. Okay. Lucca kind of growls back in Necril, and he says, "If you want companions, you can join us, but we're certainly not joining you." Um, and he's going to. I guess he's just gonna do a. He's gonna test the waters and just do an ignition for now.
Mm-hmm.
But it misses. And I guess he'll just back away.
Alright.
Yeah, that's fine. He's done.
Soma.
Okay. So, first things first, let's try to fire defense. In second one, let's try to cast shielding on myself. The third one, I want to try one of my new tricks, and since I have summoned instruments there, I want to use that summon ensemble feature to send them to distract that thing.
Alright.
So it would have to make a will save against my spell DC, which would be. Let's see.
There's no prompt for that.
There is a prompt in the summon instrument spell.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Here we go. Oops.
Oh,
Success.
never mind. Oh, I guess it's not distracted then. It.
Okay. So the shadows turn again, and as Ottardo was saying to it, you could have asked nicely before you struck and missed her. And she goes, I don't ask. Once again in Necrol. I take. And then she's trying to steal your shadow. Like you see her, at first you think she's reaching for you, but then she kind of reaches past you and grabs your shadow and starts pulling on it. That was a
Somebody
great.
did that
What?
to us before.
Yes, the shadow did that before.
Yeah,
and,
when we were doing Troubles in Otari, we fought shadows.
Yes. And you are enfeebled from this. There is no save against it. The previous action was a successful strike, so that's what it took. And that was one action. And
Let me just double check something because I think there might be a rule about previous action only counting within the same round.
Oh, is that the case? I can see that.
Maybe I didn't. I'd like
I
to
think
double check that.
Okay. Yeah, that does seem to align with other things, like you can't break down something with a duration of one round and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. There's a clarification on previous actions. Here's a link to the Ask a Designer video. Trigger doesn't carry over to the next round is the takeaway. Okay. So then it can't do that right away. I'll take that back. So first it then is going to try to strike you. Should have targeted you.
If that's total 22,
That is a total 22.
yeah, that's a miss.
Okay, so then it would try again with its second. Ooh, wow. Okay. Then with its third action. With its third action, it's going to try to kind of jump into your shadow and hide. So let's see. That is certainly successful.
Oof.
So it is now considered to be hidden. And then it's Birke's turn.
So hidden. So we know the square it is in, right?
It's in your shadow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Birke is going to try to stab it, which would be flat, a flat D20 DC.
That's a DC 11 here.
That's a miss. First action. I guess second one. Oh, if you have the. Wow. And. Last action. What would Birke do here?
She could seek to try to avoid the hidden condition.
Yeah. A bit late, but yeah. Seek, that's perception. There.
Against hers to see that is a fail, so she is not able to pinpoint her. Ottardo.
Ottardo will go back to raising his shield. Uh, and then we'll try to whack at his shadow on the floor.
Okay, so you might be onto something here. Wait.
That should be -5.
You just hit the ground. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, Lucca.
Lucca is standing well back. He just saw how adept she was at avoiding Suma's magic, and he's debating. He's gonna try bypassing the whole hidden thing and just fill that whole area with fire.
Okay. Let's see that. Gets a reflex save. Critically succeeds.
Okay, well that's not gonna help, but yeah, he just a little bit of fire all over there. I know that this isn't like I don't know. There's probably no mechanics for this, but I don't know how fire in the square and shadows and hiding in shadows and stuff all interact, but it is creating light. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, fire and the light that it creates is, I guess it would create light like a torch. But I don't want to track which direction the shadow is
Right,
falling.
yeah,
There still is a shadow, so I think that's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one more action. I guess I'm going to try and recall knowledge because I think Birka just said it's a shadow and like didn't elaborate. So
Right. Yep.
Luca's like, this sounds suspiciously like incorporeal undead.
Let's see.
He is going to. Can I make a spirits roll? Would that be appropriate, or just?
Not a
religion
spirit.
or occultism?
Can we say that they are your favorite enemy?
I should really take a level of ranger.
Yeah. Spirit is this the spirit of the creator of spiritual essence. I don't think that's what. Well, maybe it is because it's kind of. Yeah, I'll give you that. Let's go with it.
All right. I guess I have to hide it.
Okay, yeah, that's a success. So, well, Birke was half right. This is a greater shadow. And essentially, it can do what shadows can do, which is trying to steal your shadow and spawn it as a not as a shadow spawn under their command. But it can do it much better, and it can hide in shadows. It is vulnerable to light. So anything that sheds magical light is treated as magical when used to attack the shadow.
Like Birke's glaive.
And yeah, and that's. I think you can ask me one more question about its stats.
Um. Can I ask about resistances?
Yes, it is resistant to all damage except force, ghost touch, or vitality, and it has double resistance versus non-magical.
Okay. So Lucca's gonna say, "Light, light, sheathe your weapons in light. It's a shadow, but it's a really great one. It's gonna steal your shadow, in case that wasn't already clear. Don't bother with non-magical attacks, really." I guess that's it.
Did Lucca say sheathe your weapons?
In
In
light.
fire or in light,
Ah,
yes.
light, okay.
Yes. Okay, Soma.
Oh, so first, let's continue picking us ourselves. Yes. Uh, I, I think, since I believe Birke's glaive should still be emitting light from my spell. I think I will.
I actually went back and checked when you modify it to do the shining weapons thing. It lasts only 1 minute.
Yeah.
I think you moved it to my eagle anyway, so.
All right. No, yeah, no, never mind. You're correct. Okay, so she doesn't then. Sorry. Okay, let's then. So bad. I mean, sorry. I think I will pull out the that holy symbol of where still a magical one. Prepare for the next round to cast disrupt undead. For now, I
Alright.
will just use a shield again.
Sounds good. Okay, so then it's her turn. So I'm gonna say, well, how does this work? So if she remains in that square, does she have to save again with the floating flame?
No, it's just whenever I
Sustain. Okay.
sustain it. Yeah.
So I'll say she will strike from Ottardo's shadow. She strikes at him. You get this beside when the creature you're hidden from is off guard to you. Okay, so I'm gonna just strike from here. So that's I didn't target you again.
That's a regular hit.
Regular hit, so that does some damage. 14 points of void damage. But on top of that, well, she's no longer hidden. On top of that, she's going to use one action to try to steal your shadow now, and now this doesn't require another save or anything, so you're enfeebled 2 since it was a regular hit. And then with her third action, she's going to try to slink into your shadow once again, which she does by trying to hide. So, give myself a prompt here. There we go. And wow, yeah, she definitely manages to do that. So she becomes hidden for all of you. And then it's Birke's turn.
Okay. Well, Birke this time is going to start. Oh, I just had a doubt. Birke has disrupt prey. Were any of the previous actions a manipulate action?
Manipulate.
Probably Steel Shadow, maybe.
Steel Shadow does not have any trade
Hmm.
except for Divine.
Okay.
Then there was an action, and then I mean she tried to hide, but hiding
That's
has
not.
no move trade or anything. No. Nope.
Okay. Well, so Birke is going to try to seek. Probably
Nowhere,
fails.
nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, and then she will take a guess, which might work.
Oh, that was the 50-50? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
she strikes something that is not just the stone floor. And does some damage to whatever it is she struck.
And with her last action, she's going to take another guess and
Yep, that's
fail.
a miss. Ottardo.
Ottardo is enfeebled and he doesn't like it. He is going to raise his shield. Uh, he's gonna hold off on the healing for now. So he's going to take a swing to
Mm-hmm.
miss and then
That might be a hit.
maybe hit.
That's a miss.
Oh.
Okay, that's Lucca.
Ooh. Um. Do I know if this enfeebled condition, this Steel Shadow thing, is an effect that's on Ottardo?
How do you mean?
A magical effect? I'm trying to see if I can dispel it.
I don't. It's you. Well, you made your knowledge check, so you know that it's not a magical effect in that sense. I don't. It cannot be dispelled.
Okay.
I don't think.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, what exactly can you dispel? What
It
qualifies a
says
magical
you
effect?
unravel the magic behind a spell or effect. Attempt a counteract check against the
It
target.
does have the divine trait, which says that this
It's
magic comes from
magical.
the divine
If
tradition, so it is magical. Yeah. Okay. So you can. Yeah, you can try to dispel it.
yeah,
But
anything with this trait is magical. That's what it says for divine. So
okay,
yeah, I'm gonna try to knock that off. I'm like, knock that shit off. Let go of him.
okay.
In fact, Lucas says, "Ottardo is mine." He's going to cast the spell magic. Um, targeting Ottardo. There's nothing about heightening it, so I just have to counteract, which I have no idea how that works, but I'm
That's
gonna
true.
make a roll, and it's
That.
not great.
You can't get an affliction. The DC is in the affliction stat block. If it's a spell, use the caster's DC, which is somewhere. Oh, this could actually. Where would I find the caster's DC?
It would be either caster DC or class DC
Yeah,
if
it
it's
could
an
be based
ability.
on on the effect's level,
Is
which
that
would be
10 plus level, or how is that determined?
um. Well, it's not a caster, right? It's an effect, so you would probably use the level of the target and use the DC by level.
The DC by level. There it is again. I hate that chart. Here, but I have a shortcut now.
I think it's a failure, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to go through the motions here to figure out what this is supposed to do. So the level-based DC, I guess, would be 23 then. So yeah, it's a failure, and it's a regular failure. Okay.
um Okay, so that didn't work. Lucca grunts in frustration, but then he is gonna keep sustaining the flaming sphere, so it'll have to save again.
Okay. I think there was a link.
Or
up
the
there.
floating flame, as it's now called.
Yes. Floating flame. Success. So half damage.
Half damage. Actually, I should just pop that out so I can keep referencing it. 10 points.
Oh, right. You can pop out individual cards. I'll do that too. So I have that prompt available. 10 points you said, so I'll take that. And it'll get turned into no damage.
Oh, really?
Yep, it has resistance 10. Soma,
Resistance everything?
all damage except force, ghost touch, vitality.
Wow.
Continue to make inspire defense. I will try to make it lingering to free my next actions. The
Really want to do the light thing!
lingering spell, so successful. And to target it, I have to actually see it, right?
I would think so.
With Disrupt Undead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is it a spell that has a target, or is it a spell that has an attack roll?
It targets one undead creature.
Yes, and do you have an attack roll, or is it just a save?
Just a save.
Yeah, then I think you would have to see it.
Mm-hmm. That's not good.
You could seek,
Oh, well, I mean,
but yeah, but knowing its routine, it would be hidden again next
yeah.
time. So what's your third
Right,
action?
I will step closer to Birke to sheath her weapons then next round.
All right.
Yeah, and
So that, mhm.
they still have an action to cast shield.
Oh, okay. So then it's the Greater Shadow's turn again. It'll strike from hiding at Ottardo. Misses though. So it doesn't get to use its another action. So now it is no longer, or it's currently not hidden. It'll strike one second time. Misses, critically misses even, and then slinks back into the shadow. Successfully. I don't think anyone has a 17 perception, so that should be it. Let me see if I can put the hidden condition on it again. Hide is hidden. And it's Birke's turn.
Hmm. Birke is going to attempt one strike.
Okay, that might hit,
Okay.
but
Nope.
misses.
And then she's going to ready 2 actions.
Wait, that wasn't Ottardo. You used Ottardo.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry. Uh,
Okay. I missed.
and then she's going to spend 2 actions to ready an attack for the next time she won't be hidden.
Nice. Okay, good move. Ottardo.
Ottardo raises his shield and then just tries to whack at this thing. Nope. And maybe.
That's a hit. Roll the damage. All right. 15, but gets reduced to 5. All right. Lucca.
Yeah, Lucca's gonna really wants to get rid of that enfeebled. I think I'm gonna try dispelling magic again. I'm basically gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna dispel magic, and I'm also gonna sustain. So
Okay. I'll roll my save. Success.
all right. So it'll be half of the following, which is probably gonna be because it's only 7, so it's gonna be negated.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna stop bothering with that spell in a second. All right, let's try the counteract. Hopefully I can roll better than a 5. That looks better.
That should do it. Yep. That is going to remove the enfeebled 2 for now.
Okay, that's 3 actions, so I'm done. Says
Okay.
we need to herd it with light and holiness and all of those sorts of things.
Soma.
Okay, so yeah, this time my my action is free, so I can actually cast light, not just light, but shining weapons, shining arms on Birke.
Mhm.
Yeah, this time her glaive would be blazing with holy. Well, not very holy, but still light.
Okay. But I mean, just to point it out, Birke's weapon is already magic.
Yeah, I know, but well,
Oh, the light only makes it treated as magic? I thought it
yes.
said it was treated as
Nope.
holier. No, as ghost. No, shit.
But I
Okay.
mean, maybe I still can make it dazzled anyway, so.
Yep, there's a chance.
And I have one action left. Ugh. Can't do anything other than really cast shield.
Okay. And then it's the Shadow's turn again. She gets to attack Ottardo from hiding first. Where's the attack? There it is. Strikes from the Shadow, hits him, does 16 points of damage to him. Then it's no longer.
15.
What's that?
Ottardo is going to use his shield to block against that.
Can you block void damage?
Um,
I think you can.
what does shield block say? No, you would take physical damage.
Oh.
Okay. So here we go then. That's 16 points that go straight through. I guess you can then. Oh, but you still get it to the AC for raising it. She's hidden now, which means Birke can take her ready to act. No longer hidden, so Birke can take her ready to action to strike.
Yep.
That's a hit. But you gave yourself a multiple attack penalty there.
Yeah, because when she readied, it was she had already attacked, and when you ready, you do keep the
Oh.
multiple attack.
Well, lucky.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's not a whole lot of damage that comes through, but at least it's some. And then she gets to use her second action to try to steal Ottardo's shadow again, which means you're enfeebled too. And then with her third action, she slinks off into Ottardo's shadow one more time successfully. And Birke's turn.
Birke. I'm trying to see if when you're ready, you have to end your turn. You prepare. Choose a single action. Your turn ends. So once you're ready, your turn ends. Okay. So Birke is going to take a swing, miss, and then she'll spend the 2 actions to ready an attack again.
Alright, so it's at -5 again. Ottardo.
Okay, so Ottardo is going to take 1 step back. He is going to use some healing magic on himself. with his final action, he will raise his shield again.
Okay. Lucca.
Yeah, Lucca is going to try to. He's not gonna sustain anymore, so I'll get rid of that effect. Is it still hidden?
I
If
guess it is.
Ottardo
Yeah, I
moved, is it?
I know it's weird, but I think it's still hidden. It doesn't say anything about that, so what I was thinking I would do is I would make it sneak on it in its first action on its turn, but for now I think it's still technically hidden.
Okay. Well, I will try to shoot it. I just roll a d20. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so
Yep.
I can target it.
Yep.
And I'm going to spells ignition. Oh, come on.
It's a miss.
I'm going to use my final action to pull out a wand of heal.
Oh.
All right, Soma.
All options are bad. I can't really whack it with Disrupt Undead when it's hidden. Well, I guess I could try. Okay, I'll try to seek it then.
Okay. Do perception against her. That's a miss or not successful.
Always have hero points.
Yeah,
Although I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd use it on that.
I'm not sure it's would be wise to spend them on. But I mean, I can't do the ready because already banks only a single action, and all spells are 2 actions. I don't really have any fireballs. Just chuck it into the corner. I think I will just cast Soothe on Ottardo so he wouldn't be so injured.
Okay.
It will be first level because he already fixed himself up a little bit.
All right, then it's the creature's turn. As I've said, I'm going to make it sneak as an action to maintain its hidden. And it only matters for Ottardo if Ottardo considers it hidden or not. And your perception DC is 18, so you do still consider it hidden. And then it emerges to strike. Where is it? Here's the strike. That's a hit. 10 points of damage. And now this gets ugly. So it's no longer hidden. It pulls on your shadow some more, and it actually pulls it free. And it casually, like, just kind of like pulling it off of you, and then throws it into a corner. And where it hits the ground, it immediately rises up into another shadowy, almost shapeless but vaguely humanoid form as a shadow is spawned from your very own. So you're enfeebled 4 now. Your shadow is separated from your body. And we are good with the shadow spawn thing. So now then third action is going to be diving into the shadow once more. Succeeds to do so. And it's hidden. And unfortunately, as I like to do that, but we're gonna have to call it in the middle of the fight. I guess having a vaguely reminiscent of Ottardo-shaped shadow emerging as another enemy is a good enough cliffhanger, but yeah, rough. I didn't realize this would be such a tough fight for you, but I guess it's the...
I mean, at this level, we don't have ghost touch. We don't have anyone doing holy damage.
Well, I mean, Disrupt Undead does holy damage, but we can target it.
I mean, it's not holy, it's vitality, right? You know that.
Oh, did you?
I said
Oh,
vitality.
sorry. Yeah, vitality. Yeah, holy
Which
or
I'm not
unholy. That's right.
sure in the remaster how big of a difference that is, but
They're different things. Holy, there is unholy and
Yeah.
unholy damage. It's
Yeah.
that's spirit damage is either holy or unholy.
yeah. So lay on
Um,
hands, for example, does vitality, so you could
Yeah.
use that offensively, Ottardo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to try and hit it with the wand, but I'm trying to figure out if I need to see it or not. I guess depends if I do the two action casting. I guess I need to see it. So
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to run because I'm gonna have to make a little Father's Day